Hey guys, it's Blue Tang, and today I am voicing over a speed paint of part 2 of the 7 Deadly Sins as dragons. If you want to see part 1, it will be in the description. You don't need to watch it to understand this video, but it'd be appreciated. Anyways, let's get into the video. So the first one I was drawing was Sloth for Rainwing. So Rainwings was a pretty easy option for the fact that they have their sun tanning thing in the middle of the day, and that's when they sleep. So I thought it'd be interesting to draw a rainwing sleeping lazily through sunbathing or whatever it's called. I forget. It's been a while since I've read Glory's book, but so I made a lazy rainwing, as the other tribes like to call them, with its tongue out. His tongue out. It's a male with his tongue out, and just lounging around, which technically rainwings do need to do that to obviously survive, because they absorb the sun to help them do rainwing things, I guess, and help their scales change color. But obviously the other tribes pre Glory's book really didn't know much about why the rainwings did it. They just knew they did it, and so they thought them as lazy. Now for the color palette, I decided to go with some simple blues, along with some purples and green and like oranges and yellows. A simple color palette for a rainwing. I didn't want to go too like extravagant. I did with like the dots and the orange because I wanted something to pop out, which I thought that looked pretty cool. But other than that, I pretty much made it look pretty simple, because it needed to be monotone, slothy, simple colors that weren't everywhere, because obviously it's a dragon sleeping. They're not going to be too crazy colorful. And so that's what I chose for the colors, which I thought was a pretty good choice. And specifically the horns and stuff, I wanted a darker purple to contrast the light colors. Now I decided to also make the rainwing drooling, because I thought that was a fun idea to make it like an ugly sort of sleep thing, like it's depicted in the 7 Deadly Sins. Now, and then I just simply drew the twig it was on, which is on a tree, which originally I wanted to do it like the tree overlapping. I decided not to do that, but yeah, I think it turned out well. Now the next one is Wrath for Skywing. I was a little confused with this one. Originally I was going to do a Skywing like with its talons in your face sort of thing, but it just didn't look right. So I decided to do a Skywing pouncing at, I don't know, another dragon creature, whatever, out of anger, because they're upset at something or whatever. So I thought that looked pretty cool. For the Skywing, I didn't want to make him, or her, sorry, big and powerful and strong, because I thought, Wrath doesn't have to be strong and buff. It just has to be known anger, I guess, is uncontrollable anger. So I decided to do a kind of small framed Skywing, which initially wouldn't look very frightening, and make her turn very angry and mad and enraged, I guess you could say. Now for the colors, I did bright reds to match fires. I did oranges, bright yellows, oranges and reds, like I said, to match the colors of flames, because thought it'd be really nice. Also, it'll go good with the background, which you'll later see. And so for the top part, I originally was going to do like a lighter kind of orange, but then I decided to go with the dark red. For the stomach, I did a yellow color, kind of monotone yellow color. And then for her wings, I did some orange, and then I did dark reddish, orangish, browns for the spikes on her back and stuff. And then for the claws, I just did simple grays, obviously, because it's like just the claws and then air. And then for the background, I decided to do fire, which I think turned out pretty well. I enjoyed it, and it was like fiery night sky, because I wanted the very background image to contrast that sky behind it so the fire would stick out instead of it being in the middle of the day. Now the next character was Envy, which Envy was a hard one to do. It was between Greed and Envy, and the two tribes I had left were Sea Wings and Sand Wings. Obviously, Greed went to Sand Wings, and so Envy was a little more difficult because I didn't know really what to do for Sea Wings. But I decided to make a female greenish Sea Wing, being very disgusted or jealous of something else, because envy is jealousy. And so kind of like that popular girl at school kind of face thing is what I was trying to go for. Because most of the time people do actually bully, it's either out of envy or other issues, which obviously this character is just meant to be an envious person who can't really be happy with what they have in life, which can be an issue. But I decided to make it a thinner kind of framed Sea Wing. It's not like as muscular as your average Sea Wing, because envy normally isn't very prominent, I guess, in a person unless you get to know them more. Bleh. Then for the color palette, I did greens because envy is normally categorized with green colors. And so I decided to go with green, darker, lighter greens that contrast each other, and with a little bit of blue, obviously, to add some more oceany vibes to the character, because it is a Sea Wing. And it was kind of like a mix between turtle and tsunami for this character's colors. For the wings, I just did some simple green. And then for like the horn, I did a darker kind of muddy green. For the background, I just did a simple scene with a green, sort of greenish sky to go along with the characters, colors. Anyways, the next one, the last one, is Pride. And this one I did Nightwing. So Pride in the 7 Deadly Sins is seen as the worst sin. So I did Nightwings because they, especially whenever they're on the volcano, would hide their jealousy and envy, funny thing, and pride, and would say that they're the best tribe because they have these powers. Obviously now we know they don't, which they'll probably start getting them back now that they live in the rainforest. But anyways, so I did a strong, powerful Nightwing because of the power this 7 deadly sin holds in Christianity, and made it bold and demands power and very strong and menacing, sort of. And I thought it turned out pretty well. I gave it more pointed joints along with very curved, jagged body. Now, I decided to give it mind reading because it was like, look at me, how powerful I am, I can read your mind, fear me, sort of thing. And I guess it would technically also have future vision. I don't know, I didn't really think of these characters with the intent of that kind of stuff. But now for the colors, I decided to do some simple purples to represent a pride. Is pride kind of, whenever I hear the word pride, it kind of reminds me of purples, strong, dark purples, instead of blues or greens or silvers. So I decided to go with that, which I think it looked pretty nice. For the darker spots, I did a bluish and purplish sort of dark bluish purplish color, which I think turned out pretty well. Now for his stomach, I did a lighter purple color to contrast the dark bold of the colors, and then a dark bold sky, which it took me forever to draw all these dots with the lead pencil, but I think it turned out pretty good. They're not the best, sorry about that. It just is very tedious, and most of the time I don't do it, but I wanted these characters to be pretty cool, look pretty nice. Now for the under eyes, I wanted to do a lighter color, again to contrast the obvious brash dark nature of all the other colors to stand out against them. And then for the teardrops, I just did obviously little whitish purples like most dragons have. And then with the spines on the back, I did a darker purple color to pop out against the kind of a lightish purplish background and then light purple talons. Now for the background, I just did a simple sort of nighttime scene with a tree and again those dang stupid dots I had to draw. And yeah, that looked pretty good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and bye!